The strawberry gate is definitely hanging over us, and I just wish it hadn't have happened.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest bust-ups and disagreements on I'm a Celebrity.
You are one of the most insulting people. You say things that I know you're only joking.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 20, cups of rice.
We put rice in a cup, and then we eat the rice. So then 10 cups now need washing.
Easier to carry than 10
Just please.
pans.
Just please. Please, because I've carried this for a while now.
Angry Ginge lived up to his name in the 2025 series when one morning tensions bubbled over during an argument about the washing up. He was sick to death of people eating rice out of their mugs in the morning and wanted people to reuse them for lunch so that there would be less washing up.
If we just have the rice in the container and then the beans in the container, that's 10 things.
Okay, people have the right to have a clean bowl in the morning and a clean whatever they want in the afternoon.
This came 2 weeks into the show after he'd only just been put on washing up duty and was already sick of it, even though everybody else who'd been on washing up duty had just got on with it. It all got heated, especially when he nitpicked about them eating out of cups instead of bowls in the first place, and he eventually backed down.
What, you want us to keep our container from breakfast for lunch?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what we're going to do here.
Okay, and I've got it off my chest. If you don't want to do that, you don't do that.
You never had to do that.
We will. I always kept it, actually, thank you.
Number 19, Matt Hancock.
So are these Bushtucker Trials practice for your big trial?
The ex-MP entered the jungle without permission from the Tory party in an attempt to rehabilitate his reputation, flogging his recently released memoirs while insisting that he was actually there to raise awareness for dyslexia.
You're socialising someone outside of your household.
Yeah, I didn't break any laws. Guidance is different, but anyway, I don't want to go.
Oh, so there's a rule and there's a law.
Charlene White went for him right away, asking how he could justify going to Australia with Parliament in session. Most of the campmates spent their time taking lumps out of Hancock, and while he never retorted, you could feel the anger from them.
Why did you break your own guidance?
Well, because it was a mistake, because I fell in love with somebody and...
Many people thought Hancock shouldn't have been allowed into the jungle, and others think that politicians shouldn't be allowed to compete on reality TV at all.
I had to sit by myself in the church at her funeral. We couldn't hug each other because we were following guidance.
Yeah.
And I get that you fell in love. I understand all of those things.
Yeah.
But sorry, for a lot of families, like mine, doesn't really cut it.
Number 18, Shaun Ryder and Gillian McKeith.
Shock horror on her face when she found out her cabbage had been ate by limpets.
If anyone seems to have been put on Earth just to annoy the rest of us, it's Gillian McKeith. But she was especially put on Earth to annoy Shaun Ryder from the Happy Mondays. It all kicked off one morning when Gillian complained about all of the cabbage being eaten, and Shaun instantly lost his temper.
Don't walk into someone's camp and just stand the passion fruit here without asking. She could have had it, right? But she walked in the camp and just ate it.
All this was because she'd eaten all the passion fruit the day before without asking. They also argued about Ryder using his water for the cooking after he'd been doing an eating trial, despite his insistence that the water was clean and she was making a fuss over nothing.
And I'm not bothered about it. I just think it's a pure rude person, that. Right up their own ass. You don't go into someone's thing and just take it and eat it and giggle about it.
Number 17, Nella Rose and Fred Sirieix.
I don't want to talk to you.
What have I done to you?
You made a comment yesterday.
What did I say?
You know what comment you said.
No, what did I say?
So you know that my mum's dead?
The I'm a Celeb camp puts personal issues under a microscope, magnifying a throwaway remark by Fred Sirieix about being old enough to be influencer Nella Rose's father to epic proportions. Nella took it to heart because her father had passed away 3 years before making the show, but didn't talk to Fred about it initially, leaving him oblivious to the offense he'd accidentally caused.
You turned around to me with an attitude and said, you know I could be your dad, right? You know I could be your dad, right?
An argument then broke out, leading to the public taking sides. Fast forward to the next episode though, and it had largely been resolved, despite everybody waiting for the conflict between them to keep growing.
Don't bring up my dead parent. Are you stupid about, oh, you know I could be your dad, right? You know my dad's dead. You're a weirdo.
I am
You're a weirdo.
sorry.
Number 16, Brexit.
Am I right in thinking you actually don't sit in the Houses of Parliament, or do you?
No, I was in the European Parliament 21 years.
They clearly didn't learn their lesson from Matt Hancock, because the following year, Nigel Farage entered the jungle, though he wasn't a sitting MP at the time.
The costs that we've incurred since leaving the European Union is just astronomical.
Well, and the savings too. We've saved a lot of money too.
Yeah, we're not seeing that.
But
as the general people outside, we aren't seeing these savings.
The contestants decided to grill him over his advocacy for Brexit, with Tony Bellew pointing out that as far as he was concerned, he hadn't seen any benefits from Brexit firsthand. Nothing Nigel said washed with Tony, whose opinion was that, in his view, nothing had got better after leaving the European Union.
We were promised X amount going to the NHS.
Well, I think it did, to be honest, but it's a bottomless pit, I'm afraid.
Farage, meanwhile, insisted that the claim about hundreds of millions of pounds going to the NHS every week had actually been enacted, which simply wasn't true.
You go to the supermarket now, and a shop that was £80 is now £120, £125.
Number 15, Helen, Flanigan and Limahl.
I don't know, I just feel like all the cameras are turning against me. And it's just upset me so much.
This argument left actress Helen Flanigan reduced to tears during a Bush telegraph. Limahl made a quip about Helen not trying hard enough during the show, which he tried to spin as a matter of opinion, even though he'd only been there for 2 days.
Because you said something like, well, why did you sign up for the show kind of thing or whatever. Basically, it made me feel like what you were saying to me is like, why are you here? And I just thought that was pretty bang out of order.
She tried to talk to him about it and tell him how upset she was, but he doubled down, insisting that she just hadn't tried hard enough in her challenges while he was completely unimpeachable. It goes to show that you can approach a disagreement with all the maturity in the world, and you still might not get a sincere apology over something relatively simple.
What I'm trying to say to you is it's just that's how I felt, and I just thought, what? Like, really?
Well, I'm sorry.
I just thought, what a comment.
Number 14, Fatima gets sick of swearing.
Yeah, but nice equally, we don't always need to keep swearing either. What?
Olympian Fatima Whitbread made her thoughts on bad language known after she finally got tired of it, getting into an argument with Anthony Cotton from Coronation Street when he kept effing and blinding.
I can't help but think it was because she was a bit jealous that she wanted to go and do it, and somebody was overlooking her for a physical challenge.
Anthony thought Fatima was lashing out because she resented not being picked to do another trial, and also that she spent all of her time quietly getting annoyed at the people around her.
Every day's from now. Well, not really. I just find it hard to swallow all the time.
He tore her to shreds in the Bush Telegraph, taking issue with Fatima bringing this up in front of people. She then said that she wouldn't want her son to talk like that, but Anthony Cotton isn't her son, so why get involved?
Yeah, it's not like one off, is it? It's every other word with Anthony, and I think after being here all this time, there's ladies around.
Number 13, Andrew Maxwell and Ian Wright.
Listen, I'm an adult. I'll choose when I want to go in the thing, and it's not let the girls go first.
I'm an adult.
Yeah, but let the girls go first. But
Kate, why don't you just what's it called? This is how you ended up in the other cap.
Numerous arguments broke out when the camp was asked to rank all of its members from 1 to 12. The first debate was around whether it was chivalrous or sexist to put all the women at the top, leading to lots of bickering.
Sick of the way you keep shouting at me, Ian.
Who's shouting at you?
You just shouted at me
when
again.
When did I shout at you?
Just then.
What did I say?
I don't know, you just shouted over me.
But then Andrew, after a long day, lost his temper, snapping at Ian. It was all very fraught, with Andrew accusing Ian of shouting at him, even though he definitely didn't.
What did I say to you then?
I don't
what did
remember.
I say to you?
I don't remember. I was so upset. I can't remember.
To their credits, they took the argument aside and made up promptly, with Andrew apologising about the difficult day he'd had after Ian told him off for arguing in front of the others.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just, you know what I mean?
Number 12, Sausage Revolt.
We're defaulting on what we have agreed.
You stick to your side of the bargain, we'll stick to ours. This is a joke.
This was more of an argument with the producers than with each other, but it certainly was heated, with the stars rallied to staging a full-scale revolution. Their demand? Sausages. Anthony Worrell Thompson and his second-in-command Linda Barker led the striking celebrities, as they insisted that they were all going to walk at once if they didn't get some more sausages.
Unless you wanted some serious problems, you better sort the bloody food out, mate.
This was only Series 2, so the celebs clearly weren't as prepared as they are these days to be eating nothing but rice for 3 weeks. They even stormed the studio. Despite them all saying the magic words though, the show went on.
After 3, I'm a celebrity. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm a celebrity! Get me out of here!
Number 11. Strawberry Gate.
I want them. I want to eat them now.
Another food-related controversy, this was one of the darkest days in I'm a Celeb history, after Ian Lee and Amir Khan won a delicious treat of strawberries and cream. They decided to scoff the lot and lie to the camp about losing their trial. The guilt was too much for them and they eventually confessed, making them enemies in their own camp.
We messed up.
So you ate the strawberries and cream?
Yeah.
Dennis Wise led the punishment, saying that the duo weren't going to be allowed any food won by anybody else for the rest of the show. Considering we usually see a lot of selflessness and camaraderie from the stars down under, this whole incident left a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
Guys, I tell you what, it's very simple, right? Is that if we win any more going forward, you don't get anything, yeah?
Absolutely agree.
Number 10, the rice.
He's put on 4 rice for 11 of us. Not enough, is it? It's not enough.
It was John Barrowman's turn to cook lunch for the camp on this fateful day. Things were already off to a bad start when it turned out they'd all forgotten to soak the beans the day before, so all they had to eat were a few small portions of rice. John decided to cook 4 portions so that some rice would be saved for dinner, but Rita Simons wasn't happy. She didn't think it was anywhere near enough food.
How many rice should we do now?
I'm just going to do all of them. Everyone wants all the rice, so I'll just do all of them.
Well, we didn't say we want all the rice.
Though it seems like a minor disagreement, it turned into a mutiny against him, and they still couldn't decide what amount of rice was correct even after all that.
Remember, the girls are going to be a little jumpier because
yeah. Totally get it.
What time of the month and everything. They've told us. And
that's why I just go quiet.
Number 9, Matthew Wright and Alfonso Ribeiro. While discussing their contracted time in the jungle, Alfonso said maximum instead of minimum, and Matthew Wright picked him up on it. What followed was a wild overreaction.
Alfonso, 14 is your minimum.
21 is the maximum.
You just said 14.
14 is the minimum until the audience votes.
You just said maximum.
Okay, Matthew, enough.
Though Wright's nitpicking was annoying, Alfonso swore at him until he stopped talking. The other campmates were more than a little uncomfortable with the shouting and spent the rest of the day trying to convince Alfonso to bury the hatchet, though he maintained that he had nothing to be sorry for.
You okay, babe?
I've had enough of his ass.
In Alfonso's defense, he wasn't the only person who took issue with Wright, who managed to make Rebecca Adlington cry one night while cooking a possum.
I put the smallest logs on so they'll burn through quicker. But I can't do it.
Don't yell at me, please.
Number 8, Kendra Wilkinson and Edwina Curry. Kendra decided to share some of her personal philosophies with the group, saying she believes someone shouldn't live their life for other people and should prioritize self-care.
Did I hear you say you should never live your life for other people, ever? Count me out. I don't agree with you.
However, she was a little clumsy when she explained this, and Edwina took issue with her idea. She enters the conversation and starts to tell Kendra that she's wrong and selfish, and sometimes you need to put the well-being of others first.
Shut the up and get the out of our conversation because you're not seeing the heart of it.
Though Edwina said in the Bush Telegraph that she didn't mean to upset Kendra, it's difficult to believe when watching the scene play out. She clearly enjoyed the chaos.
Oh my God, Queen of England? You're Queen of England now? You're the Queen of the jungle now?
Number 7, Larry Lamb and Martin Roberts. Sam and Wayne couldn't agree on which of them should go to the Bushtucker trial, and Martin Roberts stepped in to end the debate. he hovered near the group and repeatedly suggested drawing straws, but eventually Larry Lamb told him to be quiet because they were arranging it themselves.
Everybody's got a suggestion.
Right.
Everybody's got one.
Right.
But what they don't do is go, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, right?
It was clear to everybody that an atmosphere was brewing between Larry and Martin, and when Martin went to apologise, Larry let his true feelings come out.
Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. Because you sound like the boring kid at the back of the class who's always sticking his hand up.
This was the second time Martin got on the wrong side of the camp. A few days earlier, Danny Baker shouted at him and he ended up crying.
Danny seems to just have it in for me and I don't know why. He has. I love him. I think he's fantastic. What's he got in? What have I done to him?
Number 6, Lady C versus everyone.
All I've said is nice things about you, and I'm just really disappointed.
You're disappointed, I'm disappointed in you, my dear.
One of the jungle's most infamous campmates, Lady C never backed down from an argument, whether she started it or not, though she usually did. She was rude and cruel to everybody around her, and it didn't take long for the others to start telling her what they thought. Yvette Fielding screamed at her to be quiet during one row.
No, be quiet. You are a rude, horrible woman at the moment, and you've got a very, very nasty energy about you. Be quiet.
She also got on the wrong side of Duncan Benatine after buying a can of soup. Most assumed she'd give the entire can to the people who'd been at Snake Rock, though she only wanted to share a quarter of it.
I don't think Lady C is a lady. I think some of the words she used, the profanity she uses, I've seen her using them so many times. She's, in my opinion, never been a lady and never will be a lady.
It's no surprise that she eventually quit. Number 5, Rhona Cameron.
Tony, please, with all due respect, what the hell have I done?
The first ever series certainly set the tone for belligerent campmates at odds with each other. Rhona Cameron proved to be one of the more unpopular people in the jungle, especially where Nigel Benn was concerned, whom she accused of being homophobic and mocked for his Christianity.
Why don't you go and read your Bible? Why don't we get some peace? Actually, why don't you off and leave? It'd be really nice.
Ben said if she was a bloke, he'd have hit her days ago, and Darren Day got involved to back him up. A few people came to Rhona's defense to try and defuse the situation, and Ben did say things that wouldn't wash today, but ultimately her own attitude was to blame.
Did I say anything about you?
Get out my space.
Did I say anything about you? When you was talking about the Bible, oh, we don't want none of that crap. It's just like me saying I don't want none of your crap here.
Oh, stay away from me. You're boring as shit.
Number 4, David Van Day and Nicola McLean.
You get all your hair messy, you get all stuff in it.
Do you know what, David? You're so much more worried about your hair than I am about mine, so don't worry about me, I'm fine.
These two were constantly at each other's throats for no good reason. They just didn't like each other from the beginning.
Both be I've congratulated you.
Everyone's been
no.
At one point, Esther Ranson had to step in to try and mediate, but it was to no avail. They just wouldn't stop. Even when Nicola was voted out, she took one final swipe at David, calling him a snake.
Your game is very good, better than mine. Everyone watching because he's a snake in the grass. Love you all, can't wait to see you.
She wasn't the only person to get on his bad side, however. After just a day in the camp, he was causing arguments, and Simon Webb was another who took a dislike to him. Webb called him out for not supporting those doing the trials enough.
The other day, when it wasn't him, he was all relieved. The other day when it was him, he was crying. End of.
Number 3, Janice Street-Porter and Brian Harvey. It's well known that everything is a lot more intense in the jungle. Minor disagreements can turn into devastating fights, and the high-stress environment puts everyone on edge.
Hey, listen, don't do that when we're cooking. It's so inappropriate.
Maybe this is why Janet Street-Porter got so angry at Brian Harvey for farting while she was trying to cook. But while telling him off for farting at all could be considered an overreaction, since it's a normal bodily function, it was quickly overshadowed by Brian's response.
I take it very personal, because you know that there's 16 million people watching.
He stormed off, swearing, and said those magic words. That's right, because he got told off for farting, he quit the show.
I've got other things on my mind, yeah? Forget this bollocks.
Number 2, Kim Woodburn and Katie Price.
You live and die for publicity and you do it well. As Shakespeare once said, we fear you protest us too much.
What do you mean?
She's built her whole career out of her no-nonsense attitude, whether she's telling people off for having filthy houses or having a go at Katie Price and the fame culture that surrounds her.
You've come into the jungle twice.
Yeah.
And you're escaping. You've got 12 million people watching every night. And you know, when you've been down a couple of times there, you know how to... Katie, please don't. I'm too old for this.
Katie was just one of the people Kim sparred with while she was in the jungle, but their arguments were definitely the most memorable. She criticised Katie for everything from the way she had a shower to being an attention seeker who lives, sleeps, eats and dies publicity.
You love it, and I don't blame you. For some reason, you fascinate the papers. Go for it as long as you can, but don't pretend you're not causing a lot of it, please.
Katie didn't take offence and brushed it off, but if anything, this only riled up Kim more. Number 1, Janice Dickinson and Lynne Franks.
She's an evil bitch, she knows what she's doing all the time.
One of the most famous rivalries in this show's history came when Janice met Lynne. They took an instant dislike to each other, which only got worse as the days dragged on, and couldn't even set their differences aside during the trials, with Janice even volunteering Lynne to go into an ostrich pen. Janice even tries to leave Lynne in there with the ostriches overnight.
I'm leaving her in there.
So she's strapped to it.
Can I walk?
Janice, you'll have to bring her
Yeah,
back.
I'm going to leave her in there. Come on. I've had it with you, Lynne.
They couldn't even agree on what to cook for dinner. In the end, they never got along, and Lynne ended up being the third person to get eliminated, and she didn't spare Janice's feelings in her exit interview.
Anybody can go and have endless plastic surgery if that's what you want to do.
Let us know in the comments which explosive arguments we forgot to include.